Ladies and gentlemen, today, let's talk about a man who walks alone, who stands on his own, and who thrives in his solitude. A man without a girlfriend. Society may say that a man without a partner is incomplete. But is that really true? Or is he someone who has discovered the power of independence, the strength of solitude, and the fire within himself? People often mistake solitude for loneliness, but the truth is, being alone is one of the most powerful things a person can experience. It's in those moments of solitude that you truly understand who you are. When you are alone, there are no distractions, no external influences shaping your thoughts, no one telling you who you should be. It is just you, your mind, your dreams, and the choices you make. This is where self-discovery begins. The world often tells you that you need someone to complete you, but that's the biggest lie of all. You were never incomplete to begin with. You are whole on your own, and when you embrace that truth, you unlock an entirely different level of strength. Solitude gives you the chance to reflect, to learn, and to grow. It forces you to face your fears, your insecurities, and your doubts, but instead of breaking you, it builds you. It teaches you to rely on yourself, to trust your instincts, and to navigate life on your own terms. When you are alone, you learn the value of your own company. You start making decisions that aren't influenced by anyone else's expectations. You stop living for approval and start living for yourself. That is where true confidence is born. It's easy to follow the crowd, to do what everyone else is doing, to seek validation from relationships, but it takes courage to stand alone. To say, I am enough. I don't need anyone else to define my worth. Solitude is where the greatest transformations happen. When you are alone, you have time to invest in yourself, to build skills, to focus on your goals, to develop a mindset that is unshakable. You become self-sufficient. You stop looking for happiness in external sources and start creating it from within. This is the kind of strength that sets you apart, the kind of strength that makes you unstoppable. There will be moments when the world tries to make you feel like you're missing out, like you should be seeking companionship just to fit in. But the reality is, the people who change the world, the ones who create something extraordinary, are those who had the courage to walk alone first. They didn't wait for approval. They didn't need constant validation. They embraced their solitude, used it as fuel, and turned it into power. Being alone doesn't mean being isolated. It doesn't mean shutting people out. It means choosing yourself first. It means knowing that whether or not someone is by your side, you are still whole, still capable, still worthy. And when the right people do come along, they won't be filling a void, they'll be adding to the incredible life you've already built. So don't be afraid of solitude, embrace it, own it, use it to become the strongest version of yourself. Because once you learn to stand alone, nothing in this world can shake you. The most powerful investment you will ever make is in yourself. Before you seek approval, before you chase relationships, before you look for someone to complete you, ask yourself, have you completed yourself first? The foundation of a strong, successful, and fulfilled life is built on self-improvement. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, not for anyone else, but for you. When you focus on your personal growth, you stop waiting for someone to come and change your life, you take charge of it. You work on your mind, feeding it with knowledge, challenging it with new ideas, and shaping it into a force that can overcome any obstacle. You take care of your body, not just for appearance, but for strength, for endurance, for the ability to push through tough days without relying on anyone else. You build financial independence because true confidence comes when you know you can stand on your own, make your own decisions, and create a life on your terms. Most people search for happiness in someone else, hoping a relationship will fill the gaps they feel inside. But the truth is, if you're not happy with yourself first, no relationship in the world can fix that. Happiness is an inside job. It comes from the work you put into yourself every single day. It's in the books you read, the habits you build, the discipline you develop. It's in the way you push yourself when no one is watching, the way you refuse to settle for being average, the way you chase your dreams relentlessly without waiting for someone to push you forward. The moment you start prioritizing self-improvement, you stop chasing people who don't value you. You stop begging for attention. You stop feeling like you need to prove your worth. Because when you invest in yourself, you become undeniable. You walk into a room and people notice, not because of what you wear or how you look, but because of the energy you carry, the confidence of someone who has worked hard, who knows their value, who doesn't need external validation to feel important. There is nothing more attractive than a person who is constantly evolving, constantly growing, constantly leveling up. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be progressing. Every single day, commit to being better than you were yesterday. Learn something new. Take care of your health. Set goals and chase them. Build financial freedom. Strengthen your mindset so that no rejection, no failure, and no setback can break you. When you become the best version of yourself, the right people will naturally be drawn to you. You won't need to seek attention, it will find you. But more importantly, you will realize that whether or not someone is in your life, you are already complete. You are already enough. Keep growing, keep evolving, and watch as the world adjusts to the unstoppable force you become. Success doesn't come from wishing, hoping, or waiting for the right moment. It comes from focus. The ability to block out distractions, silence the noise, and lock in on your goals is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who remain stuck. And one of the greatest advantages of being alone is that you have the time and space to give your dreams your undivided attention. Most people waste their energy worrying about what others think, seeking validation, and trying to fit in. But when you choose focus over distraction, everything changes. You wake up with purpose. You spend your time building skills, learning, and pushing yourself beyond your limits. You don't chase temporary pleasure, you chase long-term success. Because the truth is, your dreams require sacrifice. They require discipline. And they require a level of commitment that most people are unwilling to give. When you are alone, you have no excuses. No one is pulling you in different directions. No one is telling you what you should or shouldn't do. You are free to fully dedicate yourself to your growth. You can spend hours working on your craft, training your mind, strengthening your body, and setting yourself up for success. And while others are distracted by meaningless things, you are creating a future that most people only dream about. Success is not about luck. It's about the hours you put in when no one is watching. It's about making tough choices, choosing to work instead of wasting time, choosing to invest in yourself instead of chasing temporary distractions, choosing to stay disciplined even when no one is pushing you. Because if you are waiting for motivation, you will never make it. The strongest people don't rely on motivation, they rely on consistency. They show up every single day, whether they feel like it or not. The world is filled with people who have potential but lack focus. They start something but they don't follow through. They get excited about their goals but they let distractions pull them away. Don't be one of them. Be the person who locks in, who doesn't let anything stand in the way, who understands that success is not about what you do once, it's about what you do every single day. This is your time. Right now, you have everything you need to change your life. But you have to want it badly enough. You have to be willing to sacrifice comfort, to push past your limits, to wake up every morning with the determination to be better than you were yesterday. Because success doesn't wait for anyone. It rewards those who are willing to give everything for it. So stay focused. Keep building, keep pushing, and when the world finally sees what you've become, they will call it success. But you will know it was simply the result of your relentless focus, your discipline, and your refusal to be distracted. Stay committed to your vision, and nothing will be out of reach. Confidence is not about being the loudest person in the room. It's not about seeking attention or proving your worth to others. True confidence is quite powerful and undeniable. It comes from knowing who you are, what you bring to the table, and understanding that you don't need to chase anyone or anything to feel complete. When you focus on building yourself first, the right people will naturally gravitate toward you, not because you need them, but because they recognize your strength, ambition, and energy. Too many people spend their lives searching for validation in relationships, thinking that someone else's presence will make them whole. But the truth is, no one can complete you except you. You have to become the person you admire. You have to work on yourself in every aspect, your mind, your body, your career, and your passions. You have to build a life so fulfilling that whether or not someone enters it, you are still standing strong. That is the foundation of unshakable confidence. When you prioritize your growth, you stop chasing. You stop begging for attention. You stop trying to fit into someone else's world because you are too busy creating your own. You carry yourself differently. You walk with purpose. You speak with clarity. And people notice not because you're asking them to, but because confidence is magnetic. When you know your worth, others have no choice but to respect it. The right people don't come into your life because you desperately seek them out. They come when you are fully focused on yourself, on your vision, on your goals. And when they arrive, they don't complete you, they complement you. There's a difference. When you are whole on your own, you don't settle for anything less than what you truly deserve. You don't waste time on people who drain your energy, undervalue you, or make you feel like you have to prove your worth. Instead, you attract those who match your mindset, who inspire you, and who push you to be even better. So instead of worrying about who's in your life or who isn't, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Learn, grow, evolve, chase your goals so relentlessly that you don't even have time to wonder if someone is watching. And when the time is right, the right people will appear not because you needed them, but because you became someone so powerful that they couldn't ignore you. This is the secret. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So if you want respect, become respectable. If you want love, become lovable. If you want success, become disciplined. Work on yourself, and the world will adjust to the level you set. You don't need to chase. You don't need to beg. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. Keep building, keep shining, and watch as the right people step into your life, not because you needed them, but because you became someone they couldn't help but respect. The journey to greatness is often a lonely one. The path to success is not crowded because most people are not willing to walk it. They give up when it gets hard, they seek comfort over growth, and they choose easy distractions over real work. But the ones who truly achieve something extraordinary, the ones who leave a legacy, are the ones who had the courage to walk alone first. Every great leader, every innovator, every game changer in history had a period in their life when no one believed in them, no one understood them, and no one stood by them. But they kept going. They kept showing up. They kept putting in the work even when no one was watching. Because they knew that success doesn't come from seeking approval. It comes from discipline, from resilience, from refusing to quit when the world tells you to give up. People will doubt you. They will question your choices. They will wonder why you are working so hard when there is no immediate reward. But that's because they don't see the vision that you see. They don't understand the fire that burns inside you. And that's okay. Because your journey is not about them, it's about you. It's about proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Most people fear being alone, but solitude is a gift. It is in those quiet moments away from distractions that you grow the most. It is when you are alone that you develop the mental toughness to push through failures, the emotional strength to handle setbacks, and the resilience to rise every time you fall. Because the truth is, success is not about talent alone. It's about endurance. It's about how many times you are willing to stand up after life knocks you down. The world will recognize you only after you have done the work. No one celebrates the struggle, they only admire the results. But you must learn to love the process, the long nights, the sacrifices, the moments of doubt that you push through anyway. Because one day the same people who questioned you will look up to you. The same people who ignored you will want to be around you. But by then you won't need their approval because you will have already built yourself into someone unstoppable. Greatness demands solitude, it demands focus, it demands an unshakable belief in yourself, even when no one else believes in you. So don't be afraid to walk alone. Don't be afraid to work in silence. Don't be afraid to be misunderstood. Because every person who ever changed the world started as someone who walked a path that no one else could see. Keep going, keep building, keep believing. One day the world will recognize you. But by then you won't be chasing recognition, you will be too busy creating the life you were always meant to live. Happiness is not something you find in another person. It is not something you chase, and it is definitely not something that comes from external validation. Happiness is something you create within yourself. It is a mindset, a choice, a way of living that is not dependent on anyone else. The moment you realize this, your entire world changes. Too many people spend their lives searching for happiness in relationships, careers, material things, or social approval. They believe that once they achieve a certain goal or find the right person, they will finally feel fulfilled. But the truth is, if you are not happy with yourself first, nothing external will ever be enough. No relationship can heal an empty heart. No amount of money can fix an insecure mind. No amount of attention can fill a soul that has not learned to love itself. Happiness starts with self-acceptance. It comes from embracing who you are, flaws and all, and understanding that you are enough just as you are. It means letting go of the idea that you need to be perfect, that you need to have everything figured out, that you need someone else to make you feel complete. The moment you stop looking for happiness outside yourself and start building it from within, you become truly powerful. This doesn't mean that life will always be easy. It doesn't mean that you won't face challenges, heartbreaks, or failures. But when your happiness comes from within, those things won't break you. They might shake you for a moment, but they won't destroy your spirit. Because real happiness is unshakable. It is built on a foundation of self-worth, resilience, and purpose. It is knowing that no matter what happens, you have everything you need inside you to keep going. There is something incredibly freeing about realizing that you are responsible for your own happiness. You no longer wait for someone to make you feel loved, you give love to yourself. You no longer rely on others to make you feel important, you know your worth. You no longer waste time chasing things that don't truly fulfill you. You focus on what truly matters. And when you do that, something amazing happens. The right people, the right opportunities, and the right experiences start coming into your life effortlessly. The happiest people are not the ones who have everything. They are the ones who have learned to be grateful for what they have. They are the ones who wake up with purpose, who take care of themselves, who invest in their dreams, and who choose to see life as a gift rather than a burden. So stop waiting for happiness to come from the outside. Stop waiting for someone to give you permission to feel good about yourself. You have the power to create your own happiness right here, right now. Choose it. Own it, live it, and watch as your world transforms not because of what you have, but because of who you have become.